Hi, and welcome to Public Speaking this summer of 2018. I'm so glad to have you here with me. My name is Pat Lawton. I'll be your instructor for the next 8 weeks as we journey into the world of public speaking together. I'm so glad you're here. This video is just a very short welcome video to say hello and welcome and to give you kind of the lay of the land in terms of just generally how the course will work. Okay. So the first thing, we are online. Class is listed as primarily online, which is true. The only thing that is going on with this course is that you will have to come into campus 2 times over the course of the next 8 weeks to give speeches. The reason I do this is because, let's face it, public speaking is a performance class, and I need to see you do it live and in person. We've talked about having an option where students can record themselves and then, upload it that way so that the class could be fully online. But there is nothing like having to get up in front of a group of your peers and give a speech in person live. And also, you can't use all the video editing tricks and all that stuff then, or have a million takes. It's kind of, this is what it is. So that's why we have you come in twice to campus to give speeches. And I do give you some options there. So I just wanted to let you know right away off the bat that if those times don't work for you, if those dates don't work for you, if you know you can't come into campus, if you're living abroad and you're not flying back for this or something, this class is not for you. However, if you can make the 2 class sessions work, great. I'm glad you're here. Perfect. Okay, so how I approach the 2 public speaking nights, because I know you're probably wondering about this. What I do is I take the 2 dates, so our 2 speaking dates that I have listed for the course are June 28th, and I'm just looking here, sorry, July 16th, okay? So it's a Thursday, June 28th, and then a Monday, July 16th. And what I do on those 2 days, because it would be great to get the whole class together and be able to, meet everyone, but realistically, we have 25 students in the class. It's a full class this summer. And if we had everyone meet and come in, each time you come in, you give 2 different speeches. It would take a very long time. And I want to make sure that these speeches are enjoyable for everyone to listen to, that you can absorb the information being told to you. And so it's not really feasible to have 50 speeches, to have to ask anyone, besides me, of course, to listen to 50 speeches in the span of one kind of sitting. So what I do instead is I split up the times and let you pick what's the most convenient for you. So for instance, on June 28th, I'm going to have a speaking session from 9 a.m. to noon. So if that works for you to come in during the day, I know some of you have varying work schedules and that kind of thing, so maybe it does work, maybe it doesn't, but I'm going to throw it out there and try it. June 28th from 9 to noon would be session number 1, so you can pick to attend that one. Or if the morning session doesn't work for you, or if you're, do your best work at night, that's fine. I'm also going to offer a session that evening, June 28th, from 5:30 to 8:30 for you to come in. So during week 2, you'll actually get a little sign-up sheet right in D2L, and I'll ask you to click your preference, and we'll see how it shakes out. Most of the time, it's not a problem. Most of the time, the class actually kind of naturally splits 50-50. But if we have a real kind of skewed, if only everyone can do it at night and no one can do it in the morning, then we go back to the drawing board and we figure out something else, okay? I'm flexible. I know it's summer. I know you work. I know you have families. I know you've got things going on, and so do I, and so we'll figure it out. But right now, we've held those dates, June 28th and July 16th, and on each of those dates, there'll be a morning session and an evening session that you can pick from. So that's what's going on. So if you're looking at your calendars and you're stressed out about, oh my gosh, I have something the evening of June 28th I cannot get out of, okay, that's okay, you can come in that morning, okay? So as long as you can make one of the morning or evening sessions on June 28th and one of the morning or evening sessions on July 16th, you will be fine, all right? So now we've got that out of the way. All right, next thing I want to talk to you about. Let's see, this first week, we're just getting started. Actually, there's something interesting going on. It's terrible timing, I know. For whatever reason this summer, they're switching us over to a slightly different version of D2L. And so during the first week, you'll have a little downtime where you can't actually get into D2L. I know, really convenient. But that's going to happen from 8 o'clock Friday, June 7th no, that's not right, June 1st. 8 o'clock Friday, June 1st to noon on Saturday, June 2nd. So from Friday night later until noon on Saturday, June 2nd, you won't have access to D2L. So you need to kind of adjust your schedules accordingly. Now, you do have work due on June 3rd. That's the first deadline, that's Sunday. So just make sure you're getting in there and you're being able to work around that downtime. It's listed right on the D2L page. I'll remind you again also, but just so you know, during that first week, there's a little bit of downtime, 8 o'clock June 1st to noon on June 2nd. That's a Friday into a Saturday. Okay, so there's that announcement. During the first week, what you'll be doing, well, first of all, congratulations, you found the welcome video, so you're in D2L and you've made it. You've probably started looking around into the week 1 activities. That's what you're going to be doing this first week, getting acclimated to D2L if you haven't used it before. I usually have about a 50-50 split in the summer. Some people are coming from different campuses, different institutions that use maybe a different system, so they're not used to D2L. Half the students probably are, but this first week you're going to have just some orientation tasks kind of to get yourself generally familiar with D2L. You'll have a little assignment. So you just go and you click on in the materials section under content. You'll see every week is broken out and the dates are right there and everything you have to do is that week. Each week's module has a checklist as well. It's got a Read Me First sheet, which is the first thing you should open, hence the name, Read Me First. That will tell you what's cooking for the week. So whenever a new week opens, you go in, you open the Read Me First sheet. Some students print these off, some students just look at them. However you want to do it is fine. And then at the end of each module, there's a checklist. And the checklist is really a handy tool. The checklist will tell you everything that you need to do, what the dates are, and then you can actually go in and electronically check them off. It'll save in your account what you've checked off. So next time you go in, you'll be able to see the tasks that you've already done versus the tasks that you need to do. So that's a handy tool. If that's something that works for you, that's great. I'm a big list maker, so I love that function. That's why I incorporate it into all of my classes. All right, so next thing, course layout. So like I kind of mentioned already, each week has a module, and within that module you'll click on it and everything you need for that week is right there. Okay, so it's actually fairly simple to navigate. I've done a lot of living and learning teaching online, and there's nothing more frustrating as a student, I can tell you, because I have been a student in an online class, than not being able to find the work you need to find. So if there's ever any issue with that, let me know immediately. Don't waste your time looking for things, but I think I've laid everything out in a pretty clear manner. So all you do is click on that week's work, on that week's module, and everything you need to do is linked out of there. So you should be able to see everything just fine. All right, so basically in this class, what I want you to remember, with the exception of just a few little weird things, is that you have deadlines on Wednesdays at 10 o'clock and Sundays at 10 o'clock. Wednesday deadlines are typically for your initial posts on the discussion board, and Sunday is everything else. I do a 10 o'clock deadline for a lot of reasons, and a lot of students will say, well, why isn't it midnight? Because it's not, it's 10 o'clock. So just keep that in mind. If you're used to having midnight deadlines, that isn't the way this class works. Part of it is kind of a selfish maneuver. When I have students taking a lot of online classes, there's a lot of midnight deadlines. And so when I first started teaching, I realized that if I put my deadline at 10 o'clock, most students will get my work done first, which is bonus for me and bonus for you because you're learning. So that's why I do that. So Wednesdays and Sundays, just remember that. Okay, how to start the class. Look at the syllabus files. There's a module right in there that says syllabus files. Everything you need for the class to kind of get the lay of the land is in there. Poke through the first module, check it out, get comfortable with the drop boxes. I know you'll be kind of looking around trying to figure out how everything works. Totally normal, good plan. The first week is kind of a slow start. Like I said, it's a little bit of orientation module stuff and kind of an interesting assignment to gauge your public speaking anxiety. So you'll be doing that this first week. Everything this week is due on Sunday at 10 o'clock. So that is Sunday, June 3rd. Sunday, June 3rd. Everything will be due this first week. And then the modules open every Friday and they close every Sunday. So you essentially have kind of 10 days to work on every module. I overlap them over the weekends so that you can have a little time. If weekends really, when you sit down and focus and get things done, you can have a little time to finish up a module or get started early on a module, whatever works best for your schedule. So modules open at 5 o'clock on Fridays and they close 10 o'clock the following Sunday. Okay, so that's kind of how the lay of the land works there. So your week 2 module, this is when we really kick it into gear and you start reading a lot and you start really watching a lot of mini lectures, doing a lot of activities. That opens Friday, June 1st at 5 o'clock. So first week, work on the orientation modules, and then your second week module will open Friday at 5. But you have until Sunday, June 3rd to finish up that week 1 module. So again, you'll get the hang of that. Opens Fridays, closes Sundays. You got it. I try and make it as simple as possible. All right. Let's see. Discussion boards, a couple of things sorry, I thought my computer just shut down. You can type or post video responses for the discussion boards. That's totally fine. Either one works. There's a great tool that you have at your disposal now that will capture video for you. I actually put a little link to it right there. You have access to it with your Star ID, so that's an option. You can use your phones. Just make sure things look professional, that there's no strange things happening in the background, that you look presentable, you know, all the things that just lead to a level of professionalism that I expect from you as college students. Okay, I think that's everything I want to tell you. Typically I grade pretty quickly. Work's due Sunday at 10 o'clock. I usually set aside Monday all day and Tuesday morning to get things done. So I usually have things back to you in about 2 days max. That's done because 1, it's important to give students feedback, and 2, it's an accelerated class. So you need to know what you're doing moving forward. So that's kind of how that works. If you need anything, you can post in the discussion board area. There's a water cooler space. If you have a question that you think affects more than just you, post it there, because then I can respond back and the whole class can see it. If you have something that's more of a personal nature or an individual question, shoot me an email. Just let me know who you are. I don't know who you are. If your email is hotpants37 at hotmail.com. I know Hotmail. Okay. Well, maybe you do have it. But that's kind of the scoop there. So just send me an email if something is cooking and let me know. I'm really flexible. I'm happy to be here teaching you this summer. This is one of my favorite things to teach because I will make you a public speaking believer. It is such an important skill to have in this day and age. It will really set you apart in your professional lives. And honestly, it helps with your personal lives too. It's the ability to organize thoughts in a succinct manner and verbalize them to a group of people. And that's just an amazing skill. And I will tell you something, that most employers are looking for people who are able to speak publicly. So you are giving yourself a leg up by taking this class, and I am happy to be with you for the ride. All right, so I've talked too long, but if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, get working, okay? And make sure you take some time out this summer to have some fun and enjoy the weather too. But get working on the class stuff, and I really look forward to working with you on your public speaking.